Good morning, and welcome to your AI Daily Press morning podcast for January 10th, 2026. I'm your host, Walter. We have several significant stories to cover today. Firstly, we're following the ongoing protests in Iran, where demonstrators are demanding economic reform and an end to the current regime. The situation has escalated, with hundreds of people arrested and several killed in clashes with security forces. The Iranian government has accused Western countries of inciting violence, while protesters claim they are fighting for their rights and freedoms. In other news, Minnesota is under scrutiny as the Trump administration cracks down on alleged widespread fraud within the state's social services programs. Multiple government agencies have launched investigations, and a new IRS task force has been created to combat fraud in the state. The Treasury Secretary has emphasized the need for urgent action, stating that Minnesota will serve as a prototype for a national rollout of anti-fraud protocols. Additionally, the United States Department of Agriculture has frozen funding to Minnesota due to allegations of widespread fraud within the state's social services programs. This move has sparked a heated debate about the motivations behind the Trump administration's actions, with some arguing that it is a politically motivated attack on the state. We'll continue to provide updates and in-depth analysis on these stories as more information becomes available. Now, for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
You, Walter, and Nanshul and know it's right now. We're starting the day with a roundup of significant developments from around the world. Recently, we've seen protests swell in Iran, fueled by economic discontent and calls for reform. The Iranian regime has responded with measures such as internet blackouts, highlighting the challenges citizens face in expressing their views and accessing information. In Syria, the government and the Syrian Democratic Forces hold fundamentally different visions for the country's future, centering around issues of sovereignty, autonomy, and governance. Closer to home, President Trump has met with oil executives to discuss potential investments in Venezuela's oil industry following the U.S. seizure of a fifth oil tanker linked to Venezuela. This move aims to rebuild and control Venezuela's oil infrastructure, sparking debate about implications for global oil markets and U.S. foreign policy in the region. Additionally, we've been following the story of Venezuelan detainees, with families waiting anxiously to see if their loved ones will be among the next group to be released. The situation remains complex, with many factors at play. These stories represent just a few of the critical events unfolding globally. We'll continue to monitor these situations closely and provide updates as more information becomes available. Now for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. Firstly, Bitcoin's performance in 2023 has been marked by high volatility, with some experts predicting significant gains, while others warn of potential losses. MicroStrategy's substantial investment in the cryptocurrency has sparked debate about its potential for long-term growth, despite concerns about its speculative nature and risk to investors. Secondly, President Trump's inadvertent disclosure of U.S. jobs data on social media has raised concerns about market disruption and unequal access to sensitive economic information. Although there were no evident signs of market disruption, experts emphasize the importance of maintaining confidentiality around economic reports until their official release. Lastly, the economic crisis in Venezuela continues to worsen, with millions pushed into poverty and a rapidly declining currency. Despite promises of a Venezuelan renaissance, locals remain skeptical about the prospect of immediate relief, and experts warn that revitalizing the country's oil industry will take years. These stories highlight the complexities and uncertainties of global economies and markets. As we navigate these challenges, it's essential to stay informed and exercise caution when making investment decisions. We'll continue to monitor these situations and provide updates as more information becomes available. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. In our top stories this morning, we're focusing on space exploration and the latest developments in the field. Firstly, NASA's Hubble Space Telescope is slowly coming to the end of its life due to atmospheric drag. Scientists estimate that it has between 5 to 9 years left before it re-enters Earth's atmosphere. While this marks the end of an era for a telescope that has made groundbreaking discoveries about the universe, new initiatives are on the horizon. A privately funded space telescope called Lazuli is being proposed, promising to surpass Hubble's capabilities and usher in a new era of astronomical discovery. In other news, NASA's Mars Sample Return program has been canceled due to rising costs and uncertainties. The program aimed to bring Martian samples back to Earth, which could have provided valuable insights into the planet's past and potential biosignatures. However, this cancellation doesn't signal the end of NASA's space science missions. Funding for other projects, including the Habitable Worlds Observatory Space Telescope, has been restored. Lastly, we're reminded that the pursuit of knowledge about our universe is a journey, not a destination. The discovery of chemical compounds on Mars, such as those found at Chayava Falls, underscores the significance of continued exploration and research into the mysteries of the cosmos. We'll continue to follow these stories and bring you updates as more information becomes available. Now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. First off, we've got exciting news for all you football fans out there. The North Carolina Tar Heels are making some significant moves, bolstering their roster and coaching staff in a bid to revamp their offense. Notably, they've brought in the experienced Bobby Petrino as their new offensive coordinator and secured a commitment from talented offensive lineman Shaq McCroy. These strategic acquisitions signal the Tar Heels' proactive approach to improving their team dynamics and competitiveness in the ever-evolving college football landscape. In other news, NBC has unveiled an extensive broadcasting plan for the upcoming Winter Olympics, promising unparalleled coverage of the Games with live events, pre-opening competitions, and medal ceremonies. Whether you're a die-hard sports enthusiast or just tuning in for the excitement, this year's broadcast is set to be an unforgettable ride. And last but not least, if you're looking for a place to catch all the action, from football to hockey and beyond, Shark Club Sports Bar Grill in Vancouver is positioning itself as the go-to hub for fans. With its central location and wide range of events, it's the perfect spot to experience sports like never before. Stay informed, stay entertained, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Curl.
Thank you, Howard. First, we traveled to Taiwan, where we discovered 2 enchanting towns, filled with vibrant street art, rich cultural heritage, and stunning natural scenery. In Jiufen, we found a unique blend of tradition and modernity, while in another town, we saw how colorful murals and intricate carvings brought the streets to life. Closer to home, we visited South Bend, Indiana, where an extraordinary story of kindness and community unfolded. A local resident, Mo Riles, received an outpouring of support from his community after a crowdfunding campaign was launched to help him get a safer, more reliable vehicle. This heartwarming tale reminds us of the power of human connection and the impact one person can have on another's life. These stories showcase the beauty of everyday life, the dignity of ordinary work, and the kindness that exists in communities around the world. As we continue to travel through the back roads of America and beyond, we'll bring you more inspiring stories like these, highlighting the extraordinary acts of ordinary people. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you today. Let's dive right into our top stories. The Golden Globes are just around the corner, and we're excited to share some predictions with you. Adolescence is favored to win Best Limited Series, while Michelle Williams is tipped to take home the award for actress in a limited series for her outstanding performance in Dying for Sex. And Amy Poehler's popular podcast, Good Hang with Amy Poehler, is predicted to win the inaugural Golden Globe Award for Best Podcast. We'll be keeping an eye on these categories and bringing you all the latest updates. In other news, music legend Dolly Parton has announced that she won't be attending her 80th birthday celebration at the Grand Ole Opry due to health challenges, we wish her a speedy recovery and all the best for her upcoming birthday. And, finally, we're looking forward to this year's Golden Globes ceremony, which promises to be an unforgettable evening with its unique blend of glamour, talent, and excitement. With Nikki Glaser returning as host and Mary Beth Barone shaking things up on the red carpet, it's going to be a night to remember. Now for the latest in nature and environment, here is David Attenacher.
Thank you, Joan. First, we explored the fascinating history of life on Earth, where scientists have discovered that a mass extinction event 359 million years ago paved the way for the rise of vertebrates. This pivotal moment in our planet's history highlights the intricate web of life and the delicate balance of ecosystems. Next, we delved into the remarkable world of botany, where researchers at the Royal Botanic Gardens, Kew, are racing against time to classify and conserve thousands of newly discovered plant and fungi species. With an estimated 70,000 plant species and up to 3 million fungi remaining undescribed, the clock is ticking to protect these precious organisms from extinction threats. Lastly, we shared a heartwarming story of hope and resilience from the Democratic Republic of Congo, where the birth of twin infant mountain gorillas in Virunga National Park marks a significant milestone in conservation efforts. Despite ongoing challenges, including habitat loss and poaching, the dedication of park authorities and local communities is a testament to the power of conservation and community engagement. These stories remind us of the importance of preserving natural habitats, protecting endangered species, and supporting scientific research to ensure the long-term health of our ecosystems and the future of life on Earth. Tune in tomorrow for more inspiring stories from the world of science and conservation. And that completes our morning podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until this evening, I'm David Attenacher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.